I decided to scrap my original speech and replace it with this new one. I just felt like I had more to say to the students assembled here tonight. So on a random Saturday night, I just took out my phone and began recording my running thoughts. Today is one of the most important dates in our lives. We can finally show our friends and families that we made it to the finish line. And as I look out into this scene of green and white, I wonder, how did we get here? And what made us the graduating class that we are? We no longer are the awkward freshmen that are frantically wondering if we were supposed to use our lockers or not. We aren't considered the annoying underclassmen among us noise anymore. And the girls finally learned how to part their hair down the center, while the boys decided that mullets were the best hairstyle to resurface. We survived our freshman year in a flash and began to grow up. In the classroom, things began to change. Most of us were pretty active, but realized how out of shape we were after Mr. Menzies' heart rate lab. We went from learning 1 + 1 to adding letters into math equations for no other reason than to make it harder. And for some reason, we don't get nap time, although I think it's agreed among the seniors that we need it more than preschoolers. While there are some significant changes, not everything is different. We are still surrounded with kids we have known our entire childhood. It's kind of weird to see people like Dawson Haney and remember that he went to my iCarly themed birthday party in elementary school. Which, by the way, will tell you was a blast. For 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, we saw the same faces, heard the same voices, and sat in the same seats. Then one year, all of this changed right before our eyes. I think one of the most obvious commonalities that we have is that we are a result of a national pandemic, which I'm sure everyone knows is COVID-19. It's crazy how that one March during our sophomore year drastically changed our lives, yet we just roll with it. All of the loneliness meant quarantine, all the team's calls where no one wanted to turn on their cameras, and the longing for life to become normal again had just made us stronger together. When school was back in, most everyone complied with the mask mandate. Together we tried to keep the school open to avoid going back to virtual school. We succeeded, and now here we are getting to sit right next to each other and shake the hands of those on stage. We started out scared of this virus, but together we overcame the fear and began better prepared for each other. What COVID didn't prepare us for was the awful symptoms of senioritis we were bound to succumb to. By the time the second semester rolls around, waiting to hear back from colleges and receiving your high school diploma can feel like the longest stretch of time. The desire to graduate and find out which college you will be attending, along with the overwhelming amount of homework and AP exams, can lead to an insane amount of senioritis symptoms. I'm sure I can speak for almost everyone when I say I'm surprised I passed this year with the amount of days of school I missed. But these missing days, they included making up missing assignments that we didn't even know we had until our grade would drop drastically. These days are filled with asking for extensions and doing anything we could to get some extra credit. My favorite days were the times when we'd get class time to work on assignments, and I'd spend most of the time just playing Tetris. In hindsight, I probably would have saved myself a lot of stress if I just worked on the assignment, but I did get a new high score in Tetris, so I'm pretty happy with my choice. This year, we have made a lot of choices, both good and bad, but despite the outcome of these choices, they have landed us all here in these seats together. Everything that we have been through and experienced together is a part of us and has made us who we are today. Today, we made it. We finished some of the hardest 4 years of our lives, and who knows what else we will be able to do in the future. Because no matter what we face, always remember what Winnie the Pooh told us: you are braver than you believe, smarter than you seem, and stronger than you think. Thank you.